And that was that.
Yep, that's the big.
Yeah.
Um, you know as well as I do, it's easy to make a mistake, right? To muddle things up, to get things
Yeah.
mixed up,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
not to get things exactly right. We're not machines. Yeah.
No.
So, for example, you go to the supermarket for half a pound
Yeah.
of butter.
Yeah.
When you get home, you find out that you bought a pot of that. I can't believe it's not butter. Which you can believe it, it's not butter. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's not
Well, it's
even
not,
margarine.
yeah. Well, it's not lying. Yeah. Yeah.
It isn't even. It isn't even. Doesn't even come close to a cow's teat. It's not even margarine. It's a veggie sort of
Yeah.
blend of oils, veggie oils.
Okay.
So it happens.
Yeah. Yeah.
It happens. Yeah. Or you go to the supermarket for a pint of pasteurized milk,
Yeah.
and when you get in, you discover it's sterilized milk.
Yes.
And I'm sure a lot of British people have done that. You know,
Mm.
and it makes all the coffee go lumpy when you pour the
Yeah.
steri in the coffee.
Yeah.
It's
Well.
not the same. It's not the same. Right.
Yeah. Well. Yes. The
So
jury. Yeah.
I heard a story of a guy. I heard the story of a guy.
Yeah.
Uh, I don't want to use his full name, so as
No.
not to embarrass him.
Yeah.
Let's just call him Kia.
All right.
Right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Good cover name. Yeah.
Right. He went to a supermarket for his weekly shop.
Yes.
He went alone. His
Yes.
wife couldn't go. His wife
Mm.
couldn't go because she was ironing the rest of his clothes. You know,
Okay.
quite a lot of clothes. Anyway, when he returned and unpacked everything that he thought he thought he'd bought a pack of six thick link pork sausages.
Mm. Yeah.
But to his surprise, there were half a dozen hostages stood in the kitchen. He didn't say anything.
Yeah.
They didn't say anything.
Mm.
They didn't know why they were there.
No.
He was surprised to see them,
Yeah.
and of course, it was a bit of an embarrassing situation, to be quite honest.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But things happen. And his wife came into the kitchen and she said, "What again?"
Okay.
But he still put them in the fridge for later. So,
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah. You can't let things go to waste, can you?
right. But I don't want to. I don't want to dwell on this mystery man.
Yeah.
So I want to talk a little bit about Angela. I'm in the mood for dancing, Rayner. Uh,
Okay.
uh, she claimed that she had it hard when she was brought up in Stockport near Manchester.
Okay. Yeah.
Although Stockport is not a terrible place to live if you know where to go. Right? Um, she blamed her upbringing for how she acts today. It's a
Yeah.
sort of "I've made it, now it's my time" sort of vibe,
Yeah. All right.
that,
Good. Yeah.
that I get from her.
Yes.
She too got the freebie clothes,
Yeah.
the British government cabinet,
Yeah.
and stayed at an exclusive apartment some time ago in
Mm.
Ibiza and went dancing with a DJ.
Mm. Yes, you do. Yeah. Yeah.
Apparently, by coincidence, an old flame of hers was in the area and needed a place to stay. So she gave him space in the AP, in
Okay.
the, you know. Now, I can only imagine that she had it hard in the Spanish Villa too.
Okay. Well, yeah. Yeah. Can be. Yes.
But it isn't even this that I want to talk about because
No. No.
the
I'm quite
aforementioned,
relieved on one level on that. Yes. I'm quite relieved about that.
I didn't go too deep. Well, not that deep anyway.
I'm carry on, please. I'm going to say something. Yes.
Like I said, it isn't even this that I want to talk about because all the aforementioned were freebies. Even the visit of a boyfriend.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, right, fair enough. Yeah.
But now she's gone one further and has hired a photographer to follow her around for a year. And the taxpayer is going to contribute £68,000 for the endeavour.
Hmm.
Now, that is not a vanity project. It's an extreme vanity project, uh, and very personal to her.
Right. Okay.
She revealed some photos already. The idea is that he's going to follow her around when she does her official duties. Get a half nice photograph of her. Touch it up more than her boyfriend did.
Yeah.
Touch it up a little with
Just-
Photoshop. With Photoshop,
Yeah. Okay.
right? Touch it up and make her look pretty, basically, right?
How
Um,
many hours
so,
does a man getting paid for a day? Yeah, carry on.
well, she justified the project by saying she
Yeah.
wants a photographer to take photos of her at work, like I said,
Yeah.
and try and get a good image. Well, the thing is that one of the first photos she published was her of her drinking whiskey through a straw from a
Right.
glass. It's in front of her and
Yeah.
her drinking.
Mm.
Very professional, very professional. And what a role model for the rest of you know, for the rest of the women in the UK drinking whiskey through a straw.
Well, yeah. I'm afraid if women are using her as a role model, I'm
Well,
yeah. Okay. Yes.
she still hasn't realised that she's not different than many others whose upbringings have been similar to hers.
Right.
I read her story in Vogue magazine about how her mother had bipolar and
Yeah.
how she cared after her mother when she was 6, how
Yeah.
she
Okay.
had go to the nightclubs when she was 15
Yeah.
because she said I looked older than I did. No, you didn't, love. You didn't. You look
Mm.
15 with makeup on. And that's
Yes.
why bouncers let you in. Because blokes at 25 years old, like I used to do, used
Yeah.
to go after the young girls
Mm.
to leave the mark.
Right.
So she needs to understand that she was played and she was played bad.
Yeah.
But anyway, she had a first child at 16.
Yes.
Um, Left holding the baby, of course, and of course she left her granny holding the
Mm.
baby
Yeah.
for while she sorted her life out. Since then, she's got two other kids. One's blind, one isn't.
Mm.
But anyway, um, it appears to me that she's overcompensating from her dark and distant past
Yeah.
by trying to try. We can see this by the excessive use of color in her clothes. It's
Mm.
almost like look at me, look at me, look at me,
Yeah.
you know, and her hair, which is why she got the nickname Crayon. It's all these bright colors and
Yeah.
bright hair. It's all this. Just look at me, look at me.
Well, yeah. Yeah. It's obvious. Yeah. But
And you can imagine, that she's thought to herself, she looked for when when she looks in the mirror,
mm.
she'd only look at her bad aspects of her face, and start thinking how, I wish I was like that. I wish she's had a boob job,
I
and
wasn't
plastic.
aware of that. Yeah, I
Well,
really haven't really noticed that, to be quite honest. Yeah. For a
well,
few
well,
reasons. Yeah. Yeah.
it was once again it was only touch up. It was only a touch up. But she's been touched up a lot,
Yeah.
our Angela.
Yeah.
Anyway, um, her the thing is that her attitude is betraying her as well because she's always trying to give it to the man
Yeah.
instead of the man giving it. Well, anyway, we won't go there, but I
Yeah. Yeah.
apologize.
Yeah. 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 It's yeah. Let's
Instead of just being herself and using the positive
yeah.
things, that
exactly.
she's
Yeah.
learned in her life and put them to good use.
Mm.
Instead of trying to be a rebel many times without a cause,
Yeah.
she'll doing that. Her overcompensating draws in the snide remarks from all areas, all
Mm.
corners. And at 44 years old, she needs to tone it down a little. She's not a spring chicken anymore. She thinks she might be, but she's not.
Yeah.
Hiring a personal photographer at taxpayers' expense
Mm.
makes it look like she's in a mirror, mirror on the wall moment. She's always, who's the most beautiful of them all? And
Yeah.
everybody
Well,
could tell me that. They have to tell me that, you know. And that's only going to bring in more bad comments.
no. Yeah. I mean, yeah, we've had 10 minutes here and yeah, already. Yeah.
Ergo, I was about to say, ergo, this podcast, you know.
Yeah. We admit it. Yeah. We openly admit it. Yeah. Yeah.
So, so the song "You're So Vain" could pertain to her, except it's not always about you, love.
Yeah.
Off you
Okay.
go.
Right. Okay. Well, obviously, we know we know the gentleman, the joke you were telling about the gentleman, but yeah, I feel a bit sorry for him on that one, actually, to be quite honest. I think it's hilarious, but I feel a bit sorry. Um, yeah, Miss Rayner. I don't want to disrespect her. Um, I'm the first to cheer if anyone capable gets into a good position. Let's put it this way. And yeah, maybe um, there is a difference between men and women, maybe succeeding sometimes. I don't know. I've got my own daughter. I worry about her life. Yeah. And my advice to her is use your intelligence. Yeah. Us men respect women. They say we fear them. We don't. We want to respect intelligent women. I'm going to break this down here, the nature of it. I'll certainly tell that to younger clients of mine, younger female clients of mine. Men respect intelligent women, not women that want to be aggressive and against them. Because, like you say, you will draw aggression, and men do it to men as well. Yeah, I've been a mouthy git in my past on occasions and paid the price for it. You learn; it's part of your learning when you're younger. Um, Maybe women are judged slightly differently from men. Um, I don't condemn her for having a child early. Easiest thing in the world to do. She's got a few issues. Um, I respect her for having the child. Consider options for keeping it, whatever her family situation is. Um, yes, it just goes to show you have a kid at 15, 16, even 17, and that's where your life is. You don't get a second chance at being young anymore, quite honestly. So if you're going to draw any lessons from Miss Rayner's life, young ladies, that's it. She's um she's had to bring up a child from an early age when she should have been, inverted commas, enjoying her childhood herself still, in effect. So yeah, I mean, I'm not going to condemn her for having a child. I'm not going to condemn her for anything like this. When you grow up, you realise, yeah, I don't blame her for going on dancing. Um, I mean, maybe she is in a stressful job. I really don't know. I don't know what her job entails. Um, it's it's a very, very, yeah, I think she is. I look at her and I agree with you. I mean, we've joked about her being, yeah, the way she dresses and everything else. But yeah, there is I hate to say, I don't know the woman personally. I don't want to judge. Well, I will judge this podcast, but what I see, and these people put themselves in the firing line. They choose to be in public life, therefore they have to accept there's going to be comments about them, positive and negative. Um, she is a damaged person to me. I do agree with you. When she speaks, the way she carries herself, I don't know what she'd be like to work with. I can I can only imagine that. Um, I imagine she's a problem if you reject her for whatever reason. Um, she's very I'm going to be honest. She doesn't strike me as being too intelligent. She hasn't turned her life really. She plays a victim. It's almost like she's still playing the victim instead of, as you said, look in the mirror. She sees flaws instead of thinking, yeah, I've achieved this. I've brought up a child of my own. Or I've done other things. And um, I would expect more empathy. She'd have more empathy with people from the background as her instead of like, yeah, they can't. I mean, yeah, okay, we can all go online now and draw attention to ourselves like we do. Yeah. But yes, this hiring of a photographer, I read about it. I I mean, yeah, you could have a pool photographer. I've always thought they had a pool of photographers.
Yeah, they do. They do.
Yeah. And these people get signed and everything else, which I can quite understand. Official business, you do want a record of things. We got the technology now. She's to me, that's like a certain other couple who wanted to, go into Amazon and be a private and signed a Netflix contract for a documentary. It's exactly the same mentality. And yeah, do I respect her at all? I'm afraid I don't. I mean, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to talk about the whole thing now. I don't want to see any British administration fail. And I'm going to be a little bit global about this. And any of the characters in it fail. I'm afraid she's failing on so many different levels. I don't know what she really stands for as a person politically. I really don't. I see how she carries herself. She's not a good, as you said, she's not a good example of somebody who's gone from a rough background to make it to the top. Um, and that,
She's no Silvio Santos.
yeah, yeah, she's not proven herself. Yeah, I was going to use other things. I was even going to say she's no Margaret Thatcher, although Margaret Thatcher came from a middle class background, admittedly. But yeah, still not high level. Um,
Silvio Santos,
yeah,
for the people that don't know, he's one of the richest men.
mm.
I think he's died now, hasn't he? Bless
Yeah,
him.
he's just died. He died a few weeks ago, unfortunately.
Right,
Yeah.
right. He was one of the richest men in Brazil. In his life, he started selling peanuts at the
Mm.
traffic lights to the drivers of the cars.
Yeah.
And through a lot of hard graft
Mm.
and a lot of nous,
Mm.
I wouldn't say intelligence, I would say nous, which is
Yeah.
different. He managed to become one of the richest men, owned a television company,
Mm.
and in his wore the nice sober clothes. He didn't need
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
He didn't think he needed to prove anything to anybody.
Mm. Yeah.
He appeared in his own television show, very popular television show on his own channel,
Yeah.
and there you have it. Self-made billionaire. Um,
Yeah.
and
Well.
I think Angela's still on the first rung of the. If greasy poles have
Mm.
if greasy poles for wealth have
Yeah.
rungs, she's on the first rung, still trying to shimmy up that thing.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah. But but he took the negatives and made them into positives. He learned from
That's right.
things. And
That's
I
right.
was reading about, I think one of his daughters has taken over the company she did a while ago. He trained her, but he didn't train her directly himself. He put her, he, she worked for other organizations and learned the business. He didn't make it easy for her. I mean, okay, she had good mentorship, but yeah, he had control of things. He understood people, and when you see him talking, I mean, yeah, he could be quite flamboyant, quite aggressive in the way he carried on, but apparently behind the scenes, he was actually quite a good person. Yeah, part of his thing was he would insult women, but the women in the audience, but the women went to this show knowing they were going to be insulted, and it was all done in very good light. He knew his image, he knew what he was doing. Yeah, I mean, he cultivated his image and he protected it. And he did have a problems. I think he was held hostage for a few days once as well in his life and everything.
I know that was invented. That was invented. He went to the States, I think it was.
Oh,
and
okay.
it's when he fell out of the media circles for a while.
Oh,
For
okay.
some reason, I don't know if it because he became ill or something like that.
Yeah,
He stayed away from the media, and he wanted
yeah,
to try. When he went to the States, nobody recognized him, so
yeah.
he got himself kidnapped just to make the headlines. You know.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Yeah. I knew there was something. I mean, it's like I say, I don't. I used to read about celebs and having run their private lives, and I stopped doing it because they'll disappoint you on some level.
Yeah, of course.
Um, I mean, yeah, it's like, yeah, especially at the moment when everybody just seems to want to have an opinion. Just act, just play music, just entertain me, please. Don't try and moralize to me. Yeah, if you want to write a song about something that's clever, do that. Or make a film about something. But yeah, please don't moralize. I can choose my own way. But yeah, certainly getting back to the main subject. All I'll give Miss Rayner as some advice is if you have intelligence, can we please see it? If you've got ideas, can we please hear them? Um, I mean, I don't think you completed it to get to where you've got to. Um, show your positive sides. Don't try and play to the gallery, as it were. Occasionally do something that's might be,
Deemed as a,
um,
you might get praised. You never
yeah,
know.
yeah, and don't be the victim. There's lots
Yeah.
of people in your situation. You're not a role model in that respect. I do know, yeah, single parents and all that, women, and I respect them. Okay, everyone makes mistakes, as you said. Getting back to Mr. Your character called Keir at the beginning of your monologue.
Mystery
We'll
man. Mystery man.
mystery man, yeah. Again, yeah, yeah. I mean, maybe you're never too. I mean, you're only 44. You could have a good life ahead of you in politics. I feel it's going to be quite short-lived, top-level politics for you, Miss Rayner, and some of the people around you, unfortunately. Like I said, I don't like to see anyone fail.